Hey everyone, this is John from Rad Relics, and today we're going to be talking about 5 easy things that you can do when you go out yard sailing to try to get a better deal on the merchandise that you're trying to buy. These are just 5 little tips and hints for you to use when you go out and you try to get the good goods at the yard sale. Once again, I'm coming to you from my Fortress of Solitude here in sunny Fredericktown, Missouri. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, go down and give me a like. Okay guys, the first thing that you definitely want to do is that you want to arrive early and you want to be strategic. Now what do I mean by that? Being strategic means the night before that you looked for the most affluent neighborhoods in the area that you're going to be yard selling. You want to look for those neighborhoods and you want to scrape all of those yard sales and put them at the top of your list. That's the first place that you want to go. Good neighborhoods typically have better items, and the thing that I have learned from the years of going yard selling is that a lot of those homes, they just want to get rid of stuff. They definitely aren't interested in having the higher prices on their stuff from what I have seen in my area. Now your area might be different. It's definitely in your best interest to pre-plan your yard sale route and to get there early and to target the sales in the affluent neighborhoods, because they're the places that's likely going to have the best stuff, and you want to get there early before the crowds gather. And that is number 1. The second thing you want to remember while you're out yard sailing or when you're negotiating with anyone is that the more stuff you buy, you can bundle it together and then you can negotiate a price. I always try to see what the prices are at a yard sale, see if they're reasonable, and if they're very reasonable, then I know I'm going to get a super good deal. But if they're not so reasonable, I might approach them with, like, if I spend $100 at your yard sale, could you do better on the price? You never want to say what's your best price, because once they give you that price, that's the floor. And if you say, can you do better, and they say, well, yeah, I can do 90. Well, once you bundle everything together and you can say, would you do 80? You don't seem kind of like a douche. You don't seem, because you've already asked them, well, what's your best price? You've asked them, what is your better price? And then you can always come back in and then maybe hit them a little bit lower, unless they give you a super good price and you just want to take it. But it's definitely a great option that when you go to a yard sale and you find a lot of quality stuff, that you kind of build a pile once you've kind of get an idea of where you stand out on prices. And that's something that will just come with time. The more you negotiate, the more you go to yard sales, the better you're going to get at this whole process. But don't be afraid, because we all suck in the beginning. I remember going on my first date, and boy, I sat at the movie theater and I wanted to kiss this girl so bad. And it wasn't till nearly the end of the movie that I kissed that girl. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of wish I'd have kissed her sooner, because I didn't get to kiss her as much as I wanted to. And that's kind of the same way with negotiating with bargains. I'm sorry, guys, I'm a dork. But it's the same way as negotiating deals, is that you miss 100% of the shots you never take. So don't be afraid to negotiate and bundle merchandise at yard sales. Okay guys, the next thing you want to do when you go to a yard sale or anytime you are buying merchandise, you want to thoroughly inspect the item, because anytime you find a flaw or a defect in that item, if you believe that it's still something that you can purchase to flip, either for parts, or the defect doesn't matter that much, but it could affect the total price at the end of the sale, you can use all of that as leverage. You carefully inspect the item, and then if you find any flaws, you can use that as leverage to get that price for cheaper. They might not have seen it. They could have bought this tape measure and seen that it is a few inches short, and we all know that every inch matters when it comes to a tape measure. You don't want to have a tape measure that's broke. But say if it's an advertising tape measure and it's for a specific town. I did a video on that talking about how advertisement pieces, even if the item's broken, can still have value. Thermometers, tape measures, pocket knives, stuff like that. But you don't want to pay what it would be if it was a working tape measure or a non-corroded pocket knife or a thermometer that no longer has the mercury in it. So you can use all of that to help negotiate a better price, because if there's a defect in the item but there's still value in the item, you definitely don't want to pay top dollar for it, and you want to be able to get it as cheap as possible so you can make money. Because as we always know, and you've heard a lot of people say this, the money on an item isn't made when you sell it, it's made when you buy it. Okay, guys, the next thing is definitely important, which it can be kind of a sore subject. You definitely don't want to be something that you're not, but you definitely want to be able to find commonality with the person that you're trying to buy something from. You definitely want to be polite and friendly in the negotiation. You want to approach the negotiation with a friendly and a polite demeanor. You want to establish a decent rapport, find common ground. You can look inside their garage, and if they have a 65 Mustang GT sitting there, you can talk about muscle cars if that's your thing, sports if that's your thing. Find some kind of common ground, hunting, fishing. You can definitely look around a person's garage, yard, and kind of see something that you could probably talk to them about to build up a rapport so that you could start negotiations on a friendly foot. Not that you're there to buy their stuff to make a bunch of money on, but you're trying to be friendly and negotiate. And you're more likely to receive discounts if the person likes you than if you are just trying to, be short and curt with them. That's definitely no way to negotiate. The final tactic that you can use at yard sales is to offer cash. A lot of yard sales I've noticed have started taking Venmo and Cash App and stuff like that. I have no idea. It's what all the young kids like to use. I have no idea. I don't know where that voice came from. Excuse me. But I do love cash. Cash has always been king in my life, besides my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But if I'm going to take business speaking, if I'm going to take a form of payment, check, credit card, or cash, I like cash because I don't have to wait for a check to clear. I don't have to give an extra 3 or 4% of my take to the old taker, and cash is awesome. And you can always use a little cash for tipping. Be sure to tip your waiters. It's very important that you tip them in cash. That way they get that money, and waitresses too. Everyone. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go down below, give it a thumbs up, and maybe even subscribe. I would like to be at 10,000 subscribers. 2024 is the year I want to hit 10,000. And if you guys could help me do that, I'd reach out and just give you a big old kiss, but a thank you will have to do. You guys have a good night, and God bless.